Is there still gold hidden deep beneath California? Yes, there is still gold hidden deep beneath California. While most of the easily accessible surface gold was extracted during the gold rush of the mid-1800s, significant underground gold deposits remain, especially in hard rock formations deep within the Sierra Nevada foothills. Modern geological surveys, mining technologies, and exploration methods have revealed that many of California's gold-bearing quartz veins continue well below the levels reached by 19th and early 20th century miners. Some key facts. Empire Mine and Kennedy Mine, two of California's most famous underground gold mines, were once among the deepest and richest in the United States. The Allegheny Mining District is still active today, producing high-grade gold from narrow veins and sometimes even specimen-grade gold worth more than bullion. Geological data suggests that unexploited gold reserves still lie thousands of feet below the surface, particularly in areas where mining was abandoned due to outdated equipment, poor ventilation, or water infiltration, all issues that modern tech can now overcome. So, is there still gold? Moneybag, yes, but it's deeper, harder to reach, and more expensive to extract. But for those with the right tools, funding, and expertise, the golden promise of California still lives on. Would you like to include this segment as a dramatic intro or conclusion for your video? I can help you write it cinematically. The role of gold mining in shaping California's history and economy. Gold mining played a pivotal role in shaping California's history and economy, transforming the state into a major player in the United States economic and political landscape. From the discovery of gold in 1848 to the modern mining operations that continue today, gold has had a profound impact on California's development. Here's an overview of how gold mining has influenced the state. The Gold Rush, a catalyst for California's transformation. The discovery of gold, 1848. Gold was discovered at Sutter's mill in Coloma, California, in 1848, sparking the California Gold Rush. This event immediately drew hundreds of thousands of people from around the world, hoping to strike it rich in the gold fields. The discovery was so significant that it altered California's trajectory, attracting people from all walks of life and every corner of the globe, including Europe, China, and Latin America. The population of California exploded, rising from 14,000 in 1848 to more than 250,000 by 1852, creating a booming population base almost overnight. Statehood and rapid growth. The gold rush accelerated California's admission into the Union, and the state became the 31st state of the United States in 1850, just 2 years after the discovery of gold. The sudden population boom and the influx of people seeking riches were instrumental in pushing for statehood. By the mid-1850s, California was quickly becoming a major part of the American economy, partly due to its gold production. Gold as an economic driver. Creation of new towns and infrastructure. Mining towns like Sacramento, San Francisco, Nevada City, and Bodie sprung up almost overnight to accommodate the growing number of miners and business people. Gold mining required a great deal of infrastructure, including railroads, steamboats, tools, and buildings. This created a boom in construction, which employed thousands and led to the development of California's first urban centers. The development of these towns laid the foundation for the modern cities we see in California today, including San Francisco, which grew into a bustling metropolis, thanks in part to its proximity to the gold fields. Mining economy and its ripple effects. The profits from gold mining had a massive impact on the broader economy. Gold acted as a form of currency, boosting not just the mining industry but also related industries like banking, transportation, and retail. San Francisco emerged as a financial hub, where gold-backed currency and investments attracted businesses and entrepreneurs from across the country and around the world. The rise of banking and the establishment of California's first financial institutions helped secure the state's financial future and laid the groundwork for California's economic prosperity in the following decades. Immigration and diversity. Global impact. The gold rush did not only bring Americans to California, it was a global phenomenon. Immigrants from around the world, particularly China, Mexico, and Europe, came in search of their fortunes. This influx of diverse cultures not only enriched California's population but also brought a wide variety of skills, labor, and cultural influences to the state, which would shape California's multicultural identity in the years to come. The Chinese and Mexican miners played crucial roles in the development of the gold fields, despite facing discrimination and harsh conditions. Their contributions to California's mining economy are significant but often overlooked in historical narratives. Labor force and mining techniques. Many miners were forced to develop new mining techniques as they exhausted surface gold and moved into harder-to-reach underground deposits. This included the development of hydraulic mining, hard rock mining, and deep shaft mining, all of which contributed to the technological advancement of the mining industry. Chinese miners introduced specialized techniques, including the use of water cannons to blast away soil and expose gold veins in hydraulic mining. These methods became common in California for years after the gold rush. Environmental impact and challenges. Hydraulic mining and environmental damage. The method of hydraulic mining, where water was used to wash away large amounts of earth, caused devastating environmental damage. It led to the erosion of hillsides and the destruction of forests, rivers, and habitats. Flooding and the introduction of toxic chemicals, such as mercury, into California's rivers, which were used in gold extraction, had a long-lasting environmental impact that continued for decades after mining operations ceased. The environmental damage from gold mining led to regulatory changes and the eventual closure of hydraulic mining in the 1880s, marking a shift in how California approached natural resource management. Land use and displacement. The gold rush also had a devastating impact on Native American communities in California. Miners and settlers encroached on Native American land, leading to the displacement of tribes, violence, and a decline in the indigenous population due to disease and conflict. The demand for land and resources sparked a series of conflicts between settlers and Native American tribes, altering the state's demographic and cultural landscape. Legal and social implications. Mining laws and taxes. The gold rush era saw the development of new mining laws and regulations, including the California Mining Act of 1850, which established the system for claiming and holding mining rights. The state and local governments also introduced taxes on gold production, ensuring that a portion of the wealth generated from gold would benefit public projects and infrastructure. Labor unions and worker rights. As mining continued and became more industrialized, workers began to organize and form early labor unions to demand better wages and working conditions. This laid the foundation for California's long history of labor movements. The miners' struggles eventually contributed to California's progressive labor laws and its reputation as a state with a strong focus on workers' rights. In summary, gold mining shaped California's economy, society, and culture in ways that are still visible today. The discovery of gold transformed California from a sparsely populated territory into a thriving state within the United States. It led to the rapid development of infrastructure, the growth of cities, the influx of immigrants, and the creation of a gold-backed economy. The long-term effects of gold mining are complex, including significant environmental damage and social challenges. However, gold mining also laid the foundation for many of California's economic industries and contributed to the state's diverse cultural heritage. The California Gold Rush. Discovery at Sutter's Mill in 1848, the first gold find and its consequences. The discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill in 1848 is one of the most pivotal moments in California's history, and in American history overall. Here's a breakdown of the discovery and its far-reaching consequences. The discovery. In January 1848, James W. Marshall, a carpenter working for John Sutter at his sawmill near Coloma, California, found gold flakes in the American River. At first, Marshall and Sutter tried to keep the discovery quiet, fearing it would disrupt Sutter's planned agricultural colony. However, the news quickly spread. Marshall tried to keep it a secret, but Sutter's workers couldn't resist sharing their find with others, leading to an explosion of interest in the region. Immediate impact. Word spread like wildfire across the country, and within a few months, thousands of people, from all over the U.S. and even overseas, made the dangerous journey to California, hoping to strike it rich. The initial discovery at Sutter's Mill sparked the California Gold Rush, one of the most significant gold rushes in history. In 1849, over 80,000 prospectors, known as 49ers, arrived in California seeking gold, transforming the region in just a few years. Consequences of the discovery. Population explosion. California's population skyrocketed from about 14,000 people in 1848 to over 200,000 by 1852. This rapid increase in population led to the establishment of new towns, settlements, and even the eventual creation of California's statehood in 1850. Economic boom. The gold rush spurred major growth in San Francisco and other nearby cities. Commerce, services, and infrastructure grew to support the booming population. California's economy shifted rapidly from an agricultural base to one focused on mining, trade, and supplies for the growing population of miners. Social and cultural changes. The gold rush brought a diverse population to California, including miners from China, Europe, and Latin America, alongside Americans. This created a unique mix of cultures in the state. At the same time, it also led to conflicts with Native American tribes, whose land and resources were taken over by the miners and settlers. Environmental damage. The gold rush also marked the beginning of large-scale environmental degradation, including hydraulic mining and river rerouting, which caused long-term damage to California's landscapes. The end of the frontier. By the time gold production peaked in the mid-1850s, California had evolved into an economic powerhouse, and many of the original miners left or moved on to other fields. Despite the fading gold rush, the legacy of this discovery continued to influence the state's development for years to come. In summary, the gold discovery at Sutter's Mill was not just a single find, it marked the beginning of a transformative period in California's history. It led to a massive migration of people, the rapid development of the state, and the eventual establishment of California as a vital economic hub. It was the catalyst for a historical moment that would forever shape the American West. This moment is an excellent way to set the stage for your video, showing how a single discovery altered the course of history and led to the development of the underground gold mining we know today. Rise of San Francisco, how gold transformed it into a booming city. The discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill in 1848 had an explosive impact not only on California's economy but also on the transformation of San Francisco from a small, quiet town into one of the most vibrant and rapidly growing cities in the United States. Here's how gold transformed San Francisco into the booming city it is today. From a small settlement to a boomtown. Before the gold rush, San Francisco was a sleepy port town with fewer than 1,000 residents. It served as a trade and supply station for the Spanish and Mexican missions, with some minor activity from settlers and traders. The discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill changed everything. San Francisco quickly became the gateway to the gold fields of the Sierra Nevada. Ships carrying miners, supplies, and goods began arriving by the hundreds. Economic explosion. As miners rushed to California, San Francisco became the primary port for gold shipments and supplies. Business boomed almost overnight. Retailers, bankers, and transport services saw massive profits, and San Francisco's economy transitioned from agriculture to commercial trade and mining. The city became the hub for anyone looking to make their fortune in gold. The Gold Rush Migration. Gold Rush migration turned San Francisco into a melting pot of cultures. Thousands of miners, called 49ers, from all over the world arrived, transforming the city's demographics. By 1850, San Francisco's population swelled to around 25,000 people, and by the mid-1850s, that number grew to over 200,000 as miners, merchants, and support staff flocked to the area. International influence grew, particularly from China, with many miners arriving from Asia, marking San Francisco as one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world. Infrastructure boom. The rapid population growth prompted a massive construction boom. New buildings, homes, roads, and infrastructure were quickly put in place to accommodate the influx of people. Banks and financial institutions were established to handle the massive wealth coming in from the gold fields, laying the foundation for San Francisco to become an important financial center in the U.S. San Francisco's port became one of the busiest in the world, supporting both commercial and gold-related activities. The rise of new industries. Beyond gold mining, the influx of people created a need for other services and products. This led to the rise of industries such as transportation, shipping, agriculture, and even entertainment. Businesses like hotels, saloons, restaurants, and general stores catered to the miners and settlers, creating a thriving service sector. San Francisco's reputation for wealth grew, attracting even more people seeking to strike it rich, including bankers, investors, and entrepreneurs looking to capitalize on the growing city. The social and cultural impact. The gold rush had a profound effect on the social fabric of San Francisco. The city became a center for diverse cultures, with miners from China, Europe, and the U.S. mingling in the streets and businesses. With this booming population came a sprawling, often lawless frontier town vibe. The city faced crime, violence, and a lack of regulation in its early days, but it also saw the growth of political and social institutions. The city's real estate market saw astronomical increases in value, and luxury hotels and buildings began popping up, transforming San Francisco from a frontier town into a modern metropolis. The impact of the 1906 earthquake. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake almost destroyed the city, but it didn't erase its boomtown spirit. After the devastation, San Francisco was quickly rebuilt, solidifying its place as a financial and cultural center of the West Coast. In summary, the gold rush not only brought gold but also transformed San Francisco into a dynamic, bustling city. The economic boom, massive population surge, and infrastructure growth during the gold rush laid the groundwork for the modern, diverse, and prosperous city we know today. San Francisco's rise from a small port town to one of the most important cities in the world was driven entirely by the promise of gold, and its legacy remains in the city's skyline, culture, and influence. Shift to underground mining. When surface gold ran out, where did miners go? As the California gold rush progressed and surface gold became increasingly harder to find, miners faced the reality that the easy gold was nearly gone. The once bustling rivers and streams, teeming with gold flakes, began to dry up. To continue their search for riches, miners had to adapt and dig deeper, literally. The shift to underground mining. Depletion of surface gold. By the mid-1850s, the easily accessible surface gold had been mostly mined out. The placer gold found in riverbeds and shallow deposits began to dwindle. The gold rush had started with gold being found in stream beds, hillsides, and easily panned from rivers, but those deposits didn't last long. The rise of hard rock mining. As surface gold began to run out, miners turned to underground mining, which allowed them to access the gold still trapped in quartz veins deep beneath the surface. The technique became known as hard rock mining, where miners had to dig tunnels and shafts into the earth to extract gold from deeper, more difficult-to-reach deposits. Early mining techniques. Early underground mining methods involved the use of primitive tools like pickaxes, hammers, and shovels. Tunnels were hand-dug by miners, sometimes going hundreds of feet deep. Shaft mining became the most popular method, where vertical tunnels, or shafts, were dug down into the earth to reach gold-bearing veins. Increased difficulty and danger. Underground mining was incredibly dangerous. Cave-ins, flooding, and the risk of toxic gas were constant threats to miners working below the surface. The deeper the miners dug, the harder and more dangerous the work became. They needed better tools, lighting, torches and lanterns, and more advanced techniques to make the process safer and more efficient. Mining towns and infrastructure. As miners moved underground, entire towns and mining communities had to adapt. Vertical shafts and tunnels became a part of the landscape. Mining equipment, such as steam-powered pumps and hoists, were introduced to help remove water from flooded shafts and to lift ore to the surface. The underground mining boom also led to the creation of new mining towns near rich gold veins, as miners needed places to live, eat, and buy supplies. Technological advances. By the late 1800s, better mining technologies allowed miners to go deeper into the earth, some even reaching depths of 1,000 feet or more. Innovations such as dynamite for blasting, steam engines for hoisting, and water-powered mills to process the ore made underground mining more efficient. Electricity and hydraulic mining techniques were introduced in the early 1900s, although hydraulic mining was controversial due to its environmental impact. Impact on the mining industry. Underground mining opened up a whole new chapter for the California gold rush, but it also meant that the gold was harder and more expensive to extract. The shift marked the end of the gold rush era and led to a more sophisticated, industrial style of mining. As mining companies started investing in large-scale operations and machinery, the small-time prospector or individual miner found it much harder to compete. By the 1860s, much of the mining in California became dominated by corporations that could afford the deep drilling and equipment necessary for the job. In summary, the shift from surface gold to underground mining was inevitable as the initial gold rush excitement waned. The gold veins deep beneath the earth became the new frontier for miners, forcing them to develop more sophisticated techniques and tackle deeper, more dangerous mines. This era saw the rise of hard rock mining, shaping the future of California's gold industry and turning the state's mining towns into more industrialized hubs. Famous underground gold mines. Empire Mine, Grass Valley, one of the richest and deepest in California. The Empire Mine in Grass Valley, California, is one of the most significant and iconic underground gold mines in the state's history. It was not only one of the richest but also one of the deepest mines in California. Here's a closer look at the Empire Mine and why it remains a symbol of California's gold mining legacy. The Empire Mine's early days. The Empire Mine began its life in 1850 when gold was first discovered in the area near Grass Valley. It was originally a small operation, but over time it grew into a massive gold mining enterprise. By the time it was fully operational, the Empire Mine spanned over 367 acres and included an extensive network of tunnels, shafts, and adits, reaching depths of up to 11,000 feet. Richness of the mine. The Empire Mine is notable for its incredibly high gold yields. Over its nearly 100 years of operation, from 1850 to 1956, it produced an estimated 5.8 million ounces of gold, worth over $100 million at the time, equivalent to billions today. What made the Empire Mine particularly special was its gold-bearing quartz veins. These veins were not just rich in gold but also concentrated in a way that made the mine exceptionally profitable for miners. Underground complexity. The mine's tunnels were among the most intricate and expansive in California. As mining operations went deeper, miners used advanced techniques such as steam-powered pumps to remove water from the shafts and hoists to pull up ore from extreme depths. One of the unique aspects of the Empire Mine was its multi-level shaft system. Miners dug out tunnels at different depths to follow the gold-bearing veins, which extended far below the surface. Technological innovation. To cope with the challenges of deep underground mining, the Empire Mine became one of the most technologically advanced in California during its time. The use of dynamite for blasting, steam-powered engines, and rail systems for transporting ore and materials set the Empire Mine apart as a leader in mining technology. Economic and cultural impact. The Empire Mine was central to the development of Grass Valley and its surrounding communities. At the peak of its operations, the mine employed thousands of workers, contributing to the city's rapid growth. The town of Grass Valley grew around the mine, with a thriving commercial district, schools, and churches that supported the mining community. The wealth from the mine allowed for the construction of lavish homes, hotels, and public buildings, transforming the area into a prosperous town. The end of the Empire Mine era. In 1956, the Empire Mine closed due to depleted gold reserves and high operating costs. While the mine had been profitable for decades, the costs of deeper and deeper mining, coupled with the end of the gold rush era, made further extraction unfeasible. The Empire Mine had reached its deepest levels, and the challenges of maintaining such an extensive underground network made it economically unsustainable. Empire Mine State Historic Park. Today, the site of the Empire Mine is part of the Empire Mine State Historic Park. Visitors can explore some of the original mine shafts, the preserved mining equipment, and the historic buildings that remain as a testament to this once thriving gold mine. The park offers an incredible opportunity for history lovers and those interested in California's mining legacy to witness the scale and impact of the Empire Mine firsthand. In summary, the Empire Mine in Grass Valley stands as one of the richest and deepest gold mines in California's history. Over nearly a century of operation, it yielded millions of ounces of gold and became a symbol of the mining boom that shaped California's economy. Its legacy endures today, both in the wealth it generated and in the preserved historical site that offers a glimpse into the golden age of underground mining. Kennedy Mine, Jackson, featuring the deepest vertical shaft, 1.8 kilometers deep. The Kennedy Mine in Jackson, California, is one of the most renowned gold mines in the state, particularly for its extraordinary depth. Known for having the deepest vertical shaft in California, the Kennedy Mine stands as a testament to the engineering and perseverance required to extract gold from deep beneath the earth. Here's a detailed look at the Kennedy Mine and its significance. Early history and discovery. The Kennedy Mine was established in 1860 after gold was discovered in the Jackson area, which is part of California's Mother Lode region. The mine's early years focused on extracting gold from relatively shallow placer deposits, but as those resources dwindled, miners turned to deeper hard rock mining to continue their quest for gold. The deepest vertical shaft. The Kennedy Mine is famous for having the deepest vertical shaft of any mine in California, with a depth of 1,800 meters, 1.8 kilometers or 5,905 feet. This shaft was the key to accessing the gold-rich quartz veins deep below the surface, and it became a remarkable feat of mining engineering at the time. The vertical shaft system was used to transport both miners and the extracted ore from such extreme depths. Advanced mining techniques. At its peak, the Kennedy Mine used advanced mining technology to extract gold from below the earth. Miners used steam-powered equipment for pumping water out of the shaft, hoisting ore to the surface, and managing the immense pressure and temperature deep underground. Dynamite was employed to break through the hard rock, and the ore was transported by elevators and rails to the surface. Economic significance. The Kennedy Mine was one of the largest and most profitable gold mines in the Mother Lode region. Over its operational years, from 1860 to 1942, the mine produced an estimated $34 million worth of gold, which would be equivalent to billions of dollars today when adjusted for inflation. The mine was a major contributor to the economy of Jackson and the broader Amador County, employing hundreds of workers and providing a significant source of income to the region. The hardship of deep mining. Mining at such depths came with extreme challenges. At 1.8 kilometers deep, miners faced dangerous conditions, including high temperatures, the risk of cave-ins, and the constant threat of flooding. The deeper miners went, the harder it became to manage the shafts. Water had to be constantly pumped out, and the heat made the working environment unbearable at times. Despite these challenges, the Kennedy Mine operated for over 80 years, continually extracting gold until the resource began to decline and mining became less economically viable. The mine's legacy and closure. The Kennedy Mine eventually closed in 1942 due to a combination of declining gold yields and the impact of World War II, which disrupted labor and resources. At the time of its closure, the mine had produced over 34 million ounces of gold, making it one of the largest and most successful mines in the Mother Lode region. In addition to its deep shaft, the Kennedy Mine was also known for its distinctive head frame, the tall structure used for hoisting, which was one of the largest in the region. Kennedy Mine Historic Site. Today, the The site of the Kennedy Mine is preserved as a historical landmark and is open to the public as a museum and tour destination. Visitors can explore the original mine headframe, view mining equipment, and learn about the history of mining in California. The Kennedy Mine Visitor Center offers educational displays, and walking tours give a glimpse into what life was like for the miners working in such extreme conditions. The deepest shaft and the impressive mining infrastructure remain as powerful symbols of the early California mining industry. In summary, the Kennedy Mine is celebrated not only for its depth, with the deepest vertical shaft in California at 1.8 kilometers, but also for its incredible contributions to California's gold mining history. Over the years, it produced millions in gold, and the challenges of mining at such depths made it a marvel of engineering. Today, the Kennedy Mine stands as a historic landmark, preserving the legacy of an era when gold was worth the peril and effort of digging deep into the earth. Bodie State Historic Park, a ghost town with traces of its golden past. Bodie State Historic Park is one of California's most famous ghost towns, offering a haunting glimpse into the past of the California gold rush. Situated in the eastern Sierra Nevada, this once booming gold town is now a well-preserved state historic park, with traces of its vibrant, gold-filled past still visible today. Here's a deep dive into Bodie's history and its significance as a gold mining town. The rise of Bodie. Bodie was established in 1859 after gold was discovered in the area by W.S. Bodie, a prospector. The initial discovery led to a mining rush, and within a few years, the town rapidly grew as thousands of miners flocked to the area, seeking their fortunes. At its peak in the 1870s, Bodie was home to around 8,000 people and had over 2,000 buildings. It became a bustling mining town, full of saloons, hotels, and general stores, all supported by the riches from nearby mines. Golden prosperity. Bodie was known for its rich gold deposits, particularly in the Bodie Mine, which produced an impressive amount of gold during its heyday. The gold that was extracted from Bodie's mines was incredibly valuable, and the town quickly became one of the richest mining areas in the state. Despite being remote and harsh, Bodie's prosperity attracted a diverse community, from miners to gamblers, shopkeepers, and families. Pick mining operations. The Bodie Mine was particularly famous for its quartz veins, which contained gold trapped in the rock. Miners had to use hard rock mining methods to extract the gold, and they employed a variety of tools, including stamp mills and cyanide tanks, to process the ore. Underground mining in Bodie was challenging, with tunnels reaching over 1,500 feet deep to access the gold deposits. The mine's prosperity was fueled by its efficient extraction processes, including hydraulic mining, a controversial technique where water was used to wash away sediment and expose gold. Bodie's decline. By the early 1880s, Bodie began to experience a decline as gold reserves started to diminish, and the town's mining operations became less profitable. The town's remote location in the Sierra Nevada made it difficult to maintain supplies and infrastructure, and as the gold ran out, many miners and businesses abandoned Bodie. A devastating fire in 1932 destroyed many of the buildings, and with it, the remaining structures were left abandoned. The Ghost Town Legacy. Today, Bodie State Historic Park stands as one of the best-preserved ghost towns in the United States. The park is a living ghost town, with many of its buildings left in a state of arrested decay, meaning they have been preserved just as they were when the town was abandoned. Visitors can still see traces of old mining equipment, dilapidated houses, empty saloons, and even some personal belongings of former residents, frozen in time as if the town was suddenly deserted. While Bodie is no longer a thriving gold mining community, its history still whispers through its weathered buildings and abandoned streets, offering a haunting snapshot of the past. Bodie State Historic Park today. Bodie State Historic Park is open to visitors, offering a unique opportunity to experience a piece of California's gold rush history. The park maintains the authenticity of the town, with original buildings like the Bodie Hotel, the old church, and the mining equipment remaining intact. One of the most famous features is the Bodie Mine itself, where visitors can explore the remnants of the mining operations and learn about the techniques used to extract gold from the deep quartz veins. The site is also a popular destination for photography, with its dramatic, sun-scorched landscapes and abandoned structures providing an eerie yet fascinating scene for visitors. Historical preservation efforts. Bodie's unique state of preservation comes from the efforts of California's state park system, which has carefully maintained the town as an historical monument. The buildings and structures in Bodie have been preserved to highlight the history of California's gold mining era, making it an invaluable site for historians and visitors alike. Efforts include protecting the site from vandalism, limiting the number of visitors, and maintaining the integrity of the original buildings. In summary, Bodie, once a thriving mining town, is now a ghost town, frozen in time as a testament to California's gold rush history. Today, Bodie State Historic Park offers visitors a rare opportunity to walk through a real-life mining town, with its preserved buildings, mining equipment, and ghostly atmosphere telling the story of its once prosperous past. It's a place where the golden dreams of fortune are still visible, albeit in a state of decay, offering a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of gold mining towns. Allegheny Mine, still active today with rich gold veins. The Allegheny Mine, located in the Sierra Nevada foothills of California, is one of the last remaining active gold mines in the state. Its rich history and continued operation make it a fascinating example of California's gold mining legacy. Here's a deeper look into the Allegheny Mine and its ongoing contribution to the gold mining industry. History and early operations. The Allegheny Mine was first discovered in 1851, during the height of the California Gold Rush. Early operations at the mine were focused on placer mining, where gold was panned from the riverbeds and surface deposits. However, like many other gold rush towns, these shallow gold reserves quickly depleted, prompting miners to turn to hard rock mining. By the 1860s, the mine was officially established as a hard rock gold mine, with tunnels and shafts dug deep into the earth to access the gold-rich quartz veins found below. Rich gold veins. The Allegheny Mine became famous for its highly concentrated gold veins. The veins, often embedded in quartz, contained rich gold deposits that made the mine one of the most successful in the area. The quality of the gold found in these veins was known to be particularly high-grade, which made the mine economically viable for years. The mine is part of the Mother Lode Belt, which runs through much of California and is known for its rich gold-bearing quartz deposits. Over the years, the mine produced millions of dollars worth of gold, and its deep shafts reached more than 2,000 feet below the surface to access the valuable ore. Mining operations. The Allegheny Mine used a variety of mining techniques over the years, including underground mining, hoisting systems, and stamp mills to extract and process the gold. The mine's extensive system of shafts and tunnels made it one of the more challenging operations in California, requiring significant engineering to manage the depths and water levels encountered underground. Steam-powered pumps were essential to manage the water that often flooded the lower levels of the mine, a common issue in deep underground mining during the time. Modern-day operations. Unlike many other historical gold mines, the Allegheny Mine is still active today, albeit on a much smaller scale than during its peak. It is one of the few remaining hard rock gold mines that continues to extract gold from deep within the Sierra Nevada. Today, the mine is operated by a private company, and modern mining techniques, including gold cyanidation and gravity separation, are used to extract gold from the quartz ore. The current operation is focused on selective mining of the richest gold veins, using more efficient and sustainable techniques to minimize environmental impact and maximize the recovery of gold. Economic and cultural significance. The Allegheny Mine has been a vital contributor to the local economy for well over a century, providing jobs and supporting the community in the surrounding Allegheny area. Although much smaller than during the gold rush era, the mine's continued activity is a reminder of the lasting impact of the California gold rush and the enduring appeal of gold mining in the region. The small town of Allegheny, population around 100, continues to serve as the center of the mine's operations, with a few businesses supporting the workers and miners. Preservation of mining heritage. The Allegheny Mine is part of California's rich mining heritage, and the surrounding area is home to other historic mines and ghost towns, making it a key part of the state's gold rush history. Efforts to preserve the mine's historical significance include educational tours and events that educate the public about the gold mining process and its evolution over time. In recent years, there has been an effort to preserve the old mining structures, including the head frames, stamp mills, and processing buildings, giving visitors a chance to experience the rich mining history of the area. Challenges and environmental considerations. Modern gold mining at Allegheny faces similar challenges to its historical predecessors, including the need to manage water levels, the cost of extraction, and the environmental impact of the mining process. The mine's operators take steps to mitigate the environmental footprint, employing modern best practices for handling tailings and managing water runoff. Despite these efforts, environmental concerns continue to surround gold mining, particularly in terms of mercury contamination and the potential for damage to local ecosystems. In summary, the Allegheny Mine stands as one of the last active gold mines in California, continuing to extract gold from the rich quartz veins deep within the Sierra Nevada. With a history dating back to the gold rush, the mine has evolved from a booming operation to a smaller-scale modern endeavor, still contributing to the region's economy. Its rich gold veins, ongoing operations, and historical significance make it a key part of California's mining heritage.